There was a professional who lost everything in the war. He had a lot of money in his pocket, which he used to pay his customers. In such a situation, it is not possible to pay cash in cash for the money he had in his pocket. But the unfortunate thing was that this cash was not arranged on the ground. It was arranged in a flying plane, and as long as the cash was running, the plane would fly in the sky. And the owner of this cash was the top-listed mafia of various countries, and there was a lot of confusion, but he made a brilliant master plan and took part in this money-making mission. Now, with so much effort, will he be able to make money in this flying plane? If you want to know, watch the video till the end. And in such a brilliant plane-making story, today's movie is Money Plane. And if you like my videos, nothing more, just like it. In the beginning, the main character of this movie is Jack. Jack was originally a professional jeweler, and he lost all his money. It is almost certain now the amount of money he lost in that money, Jack could not pay all of it. And Jack's money was paid by an underworld mafia named Frank. And since Jack's money was paid by Frank, so Jack can now prove that he works in various industries. Therefore, today his boss, Frank, has sent him to steal a $4 million museum's original painting. Jack is introduced to a visitor and enters the museum. Before this, he hacks the CCTV cameras of the museum and is given various instructions from outside the museum with a wireless earphone. Jack enters the museum searching for that painting, and when he enters, he sees that Jack's co-workers hacked the cameras and saw that the painting was in this room. At that time, his co-workers' computers were not working anymore. Then he started to search and saw that there was a hacking device in their car. Because of this, all their plans got stuck. Then the co-workers immediately know that they were trapped there, and they were told to run away from here. Then, when he starts to go out, he sees the door locked and someone has touched the smoke grenade. And then another co-worker comes and takes the door open. When he goes out, he sees that they are fighting with the guards, and finally they run away. They run away from them and are very tensed. They think, who did this to them? Anyway, Jack immediately comes to Frank and says that Jack is not working with Frank. Jack looks at them and tries everything he can, but since Jack is not capable, he has to come to Frank to do all this. Jack knows. Frank, he goes to the room, and then he sees that they are going to steal the painting. So they keep the painting, but Frank can't take it, because the painting was very expensive. Then Frank says that you can't steal the painting, so you are not with me, and as long as you don't, you have to work for me. Frank now knows about another plan. So he says that if you don't, Frank also says that the amount of dollars in the plane will cost you more, and you will also get so much money that you can spend with your wife and children. Now, since Jack's financial situation is not good, he has a lot of money, so he is ready to steal the plane. So friends, if you like my videos, then please subscribe my channel and turn on the bell notification, so Jack is ready to steal the plane. Now Frank understands everything. Then Jack makes different plans. Here he says that these three were Jack's personal assistants. They were not Frank's people. They only worked as Jack's. One of them is Adelie, who is always in contact with Jack. The other is Peter, who hacks different systems, and the other is Brian, who controls their server system. Now Jack makes a plan together with 4 people. That is, Jack makes a plan, and he will get up in the morning to play casino in the plane. And Adelie will also stay in the plane, and Peter will also stay in the plane as a casino player. Jack will also do different tasks, and from the pilot he will control the plane's cockpit, and Adelie will stay in the plane. And in Peter's task he will find the server room of the plane and hack it. These 3 will stay in the plane, and Brian will stay below a server station, and when Peter will hack the plane's server, Brian will be responsible for transferring all the money to. Then Jack came home and had a fight with his wife. Jack was alone in the house. He stayed in this house with his wife and children. Now Jack brings a trusted friend to his house and tells his friend, "I'm going to pay. My children and wife's independence is very important, because when I go, they will be alone in the house. So you will hear about their independence, and you have to give a percentage of the money, since you were a good friend of Jack, so Jack's family will be convinced to give independence." Then Jack, Peter and Adelie get up to play casino in the plane. The previous plan was that Adelie would be the flight attendant and the plane will take off in a few minutes. Now they have to check in and send them to the casino room, and they have to read a money transaction batch through which they can collect the money from the casino, and the plane takes off. Then the casino management team comes and knows their rules and rules of the plane. If someone breaks their rules, then they have to die together and be thrown out of the plane. It is seen that from different countries, teachers, thieves and mafias have come here to play. Now they all go to the casino room. When Jack says to Peter, "This journey is very long, so if you get the money, you will start searching the server room, and I will try to control the pilot." Then the first game of the casino begins. Jack starts losing from the beginning, but he is in a hurry to get up from there as fast as he could. Once Jack's body says something bad, he gets up and goes to the next room, and instead he asks Peter to play there, and he starts playing there. Then Jack gets out of there and comes to the pilot's room while pretending to be his mother. And a little later Adelie also comes. Then Adelie takes a plate and knocks on the pilot's room, and Jack is hiding. Now a pilot opens the door to receive food. Jack runs to the cockpit. Then another pilot comes. Now when Jack tries to kill him, the plane is moving a little, and for this, staying in the casino room, everyone gets a little scared. If the plane was in this situation, started the auto flight. Then the management team said, "Stay calm," and they say that there are only 2 pilots in our plane, so there is no reason to be afraid. And now Jack kills those 2 pilots and takes control of the plane, and Adelie's pilot's dead body is hidden in a small room and goes out. Then with the food, Peter is given a small Airbus, and Peter doesn't listen to it, because now Jacks are connected with it. Now the plane is in normal condition. Jack takes Peter to the cockpit of the plane and asks him to find the server room. The co-worker named Brian, who was making the server station, asks him to play with him. Then it is seen that Brian has already started making the server station. Now the reason for Jack taking control of the plane is that the place where Brian will make the server station, the plane will take him to that area, because the closer the plane will be to the server station, the less time it will take. Now Jack is connected with Brian and knows that he has already taken control of the cockpit, and asks him to set up the server station, and everyone was busy taking cash in the plane. Then suddenly Frank calls Jack and asks him to make a video, because Frank wanted to see how much Jack's work has been done. Jack knows in the video call that he has already taken control of the plane and has started the rest of the work on this side. Adelie is looking for the cash locker of the plane. Once there, Adelie is a little doubtful of the cash that is. Adelie also understands it. He dies there. Now, with the help of that fingerprint, the locker opens and there is $1 million cash. Now Jack's friend calls him from his house and tells him that he has received a secret message that before this, the painting that Jack had stolen in the museum was owned by Frank. Then Jack says that if he owns it, then why would he tell me to steal? Then Jack's friend says that he wanted to do more work with you, so he kept that painting before. And now Jack understands that Frank has already caught Jack, because if Jack could have stolen that painting, then he would not have worked with Frank. Frank wanted to keep that painting before, so that he could pay the tax on the cash on the plane, because Frank had already paid the tax on the cash on the plane. Jack now wants to clear the relationship between Frank and Jack, and he tells everyone about that. Now Peter comes to Adil, and the 2 of them put the money in the bag. Then Peter finds the server room, and he tries to connect his personal server with the server, and the server gets connected in a while, and the money gets transferred. Then Peter tells Peter that the money was transferred with Jack. Frank's plan is that as the money is transferred to the server, he will get the whole server under his control. Then he tells Peter the money is transferred to the server,